Okay.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very happy Easter to all my brothers and sisters across the world who are celebrating today. Of course, I'm wearing blue because I'm getting Monday blues after a weekend and being a holiday right from Friday. Um, in that case, I think there is some problem with the volume. Just bear with me. Just bear with me.
I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No. All right. Just
No,
give me a moment.
I don't
I
know
am
what's the
just
technical
ready.
issue.
Wait, wait.
Should I re-log in? Let me
Yes,
also
yes,
re-log in.
please. Yes, yes. Okay, he's here.
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and a Monday morning after celebrate. And yes, happy Easter to all my brothers and sisters across the world for a resurrection of Christ, and that is why it's a very auspicious day. And I couldn't think of a better person than His Grace Amogh Lila Dasji to talk about, because this day is also celebrated as the day of International Day of Conscience. So we are here to discuss how we can promote love and a culture of love and harmony through conscience. So Prabhuji, if I understand, conscience is something which actually tells us what is right and wrong, right? That is what I
Yep.
understand conscience is. So, can you reflect upon it a little more? But before that, I'll just let my audience know. I know I have not introduced him because now he is a family. So, and yes, just to let you know a little more about him, he is from Lucknow and he is a family. Yes, of course. And then also he has not given up on his acting skills. I just recently watched his play that he did, the street play in Mayapur, and they have
Yep.
their own Vaikuntha players. I think that belongs to Dwarka temple, right? Vaikuntha players, and they have
Yes.
young people who perform on stage, and yes, they help in bringing about consciousness in the young, according to what is right and wrong. So without further delay, Prabhuji, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Shilpiji, for inviting me once again. And the topic has is quite relevant because we are to choose between right and wrong. In fact, to choose between right and wrong is still easier, but to choose between right and right is very difficult. But yes, whether we are to choose between the right and the better right, or between right and wrong, in both the cases, we are to have some database. Based on that database, we can decide whether to how to make the choice actually. So that's why it is the need of the hour that we should also educate the masses, especially the youth, because they are going to make so many decisions in their lives. They are going to make so many choices in their lives. So that's why it is very important for them that they should be educated also in a way that they can make better decisions in life. Our modern education system is so mechanical, is so dry, is so hollow and shallow that at the max it gives skills, but a person should also have skills, no doubt. But more important than skills is knowledge, and more important than knowledge is attitude. So if we do not have the right attitude, even though if I know what is right, what is wrong, still I will go for the wrong. Just like if I invite someone, say, to write an essay on demerits of drinking, and he's a drunkard. Okay, so a drunkard would write and a fabulous essay with a nice introduction and with all these various demerits of drinking. and gives the right conclusion. In this way, we should not drink at all. And then I give him 5,000 rupees that you wrote such a nice essay on demerits of drinking. Here are 5,000 rupees. Now, what would this person do? A drunkard who has written such a nice essay on demerits of drinking would go to the liquor shop and drink. So that means even if somebody has theoretical knowledge, still the person would do wrong. Actually. There's a very nice conversation between Ved Vyasji and Jaimini Rishi. Both of them were staying together in the ashram. And Ved Vyasji is God's incarnation, Krishna, Dwapaya, and Ved Vyas. And they were having a discussion that even if somebody knows what is right, what is wrong, so whether the person would do right or wrong. So Srila Ved Vyas, being God's incarnation, who has given all the scriptures, who wrote all the scriptures, so he said that even if somebody knows right what is wrong, still the person would do wrong in case one's consciousness is not pure. Okay, if one's mind is not pure, even if somebody knows what is right, what is wrong, still the person would do wrong. Jaimini Rishi disagreed. He said, why? If somebody knows what is right, what is wrong, obviously he would not do wrong. He would choose the right one. He would do the right decision. He would go for the right choice. Vedya said, no. If my mind is dirty, if my mind is contaminated, my consciousness is contaminated, even if I know what is right, what is wrong, still I would do the wrong. Jaimini Rishi said, well, I don't agree to that. If I know what is right, what is wrong, why the hell will I do wrong? I'll not do, because I know that is wrong. Anyways, the conclusion was not there. There was, in the discussion, could not reach any conclusion. So finally came the rainy seasons, which is July, August, September, October, which is Chaturmas. And Ved Vyasji would travel to the holy places. So he said, since I'm going to the holy places now, so in my absence, you would be alone in the ashram. So, hey, Jaimini Rishi, I request you, please be very conscious. Okay? Be very conscious. I'm leaving. Take care of yourself. So, Ved Vyasji, he left. So, a few weeks passed, and once there was heavy rain, and Jaimini Rishi, he went to the forest. And as he went to the forest, so there he was collecting the woods. He saw a beautiful lady. She was sitting beneath a tree, and she was soaked in water, and she was just waiting that how to cross the river, because there was flood in the river and she could not cross the river, and the boat which she brought was also taken away by the flood, and she was saying, how should I cross? So she was worrying, and Jaimini, she could see that here is a lady who is so beautiful, so innocent, and she's sitting in such a helpless condition. So he asked, excuse me, lady, where do you stay? She said, I live across the river, but since there's a flood in the river, that's why I'm not able to cross the river. But I'm directionless. I'm absolutely clueless what to do now. And it's raining heavily. And then Jaimini, she said, oh, I see. What you can do, you can come to my ashram, you can stay in my ashram. And once this thing settles down, you can go back to your village. All right? She said, oh, thank you so much. You are so kind. You are such a sage. Wow. What's your name? He said, my name is Jaimini. She said, oh, you are the celebrated Jaimini Rishi. He said, yeah. So you can come with me. And then she was brought to the ashram, and then Jaimini Rishi gave her a hut to live. And then he said that you will stay inside this hut. Here are the new cloths. You can wear them, and bolt the door from inside. And even I ask you to open the door. Do not open the door. All right? Take care of yourself. Okay, bye-bye. And then Jaimini Rishi went to his hut, leaving the lady in another hut. But as Jaimini Rishi, he opened the scriptures, as he opened the books, and as he was reading, he could see the beautiful features of that lady, that she had such silky hair, such smooth skin, such a sweet voice. Oh, she was so good. So he could not focus on studying. So he closed the book, and then he went there, outside the hut of the lady. He knocked the door. He said, excuse me, excuse me. And the lady from inside said, yes. This is Jaimini Rishi. Kindly open the door. And she said, well, you told me that even you tell me to open the door, still I should not open the door. So I'll not open the door. He said, but yes, I told you not to open the door, but here I am canceling my previous instruction. Here is a new instruction. Open the door. She said, no, I will not. You have to open. No, I will not open. You have to open. I will not open. I'm telling you, please open the door. She said, no, I'll not open. I can see that your intentions are not good, Gemini Rishi. I never expected that you would be a person like this. I said, are you opening the door or not? She said, no. And then Gemini Rishi, he climbed and he was there on the rooftop, and then he removed the blocks from the rooftop and he jumped inside the hut. Now the lady was astonished. How can a saint act like this? He has removed the blocks and he has jumped inside. And then she immediately opened the door and she ran outside. And Gemini Rishi was also behind her. She tried her level best to save herself. But Gemini Rishi was such an athlete. He ran and he got hold of the hand of the lady and he pulled her and he embraced the girl. And as he embraced the girl transformed into Vedavyas. The girl transformed into Vedavyas. And then Vedya said, Gemini Rishi, you know what is right, what is wrong. Still you are going to do wrong. Now you understood my point? Yes. So when we have this conscience to make the right choices, even if somebody has knowledge, there are people who are so knowledgeable. Wow. They are PhDs. Oh, and they are so much literate. And they are such great orators. They are deliverers of the knowledge. But when the mind is not pure, when my intelligence is not pure, so when there is an opportunity, despite all knowledge, I would just move aside all knowledge of morality and would do that which is wrong. Because I want maza. I want maza. I want bliss. I want to be happy. So it is seen that theoretical knowledge is not sufficient. Now, like in schools and colleges, there is no moral education being given. Okay. Even if moral education is given, this moral education is so hollow, so shallow. It is so useless actually. It's fruitless. Absolutely. Because it's so theoretical. Be a good boy, be a good girl, don't harm others, be truthful. Oh, come on. So just morality is not sufficient. Morality should be rooted in spirituality. Then there is transformation of the heart. When there is transformation of the heart, then the person can make right choices in life. Actually, otherwise, the person would make wrong choices. Like I've seen some of the boys and girls, they are from such good families, cultured families, yet they are taking drugs, yet they are addicted to mobile phones, they are addicted to watching movies on Netflix. Even they are scoring such bad marks in their exams. Despite all of this, they are not able to give up their cravings. So until unless somebody has a spiritual strength, one cannot conquer the cravings. One would be become victim of cravings, of desires, of allurements. This would happen actually. Another example comes in the Shastras is of King Pandu. Pandu was father of the Pandavas. Somehow, when he was in the jungle, he was hunting. By mistake, his arrow it pierced a sage who was having physical union with his wife. And at that time, he was dying. And he was so angry that how can somebody be so blind shooting an arrow on a person when somebody is enjoying with one's wife? I curse that person that whenever he would be enjoying with his wife or with any woman, he would die immediately. He would not be able to have physical union. He cursed. And then Pandu Maharaj, he heard that curse, he seek forgiveness, but that Kimban Muni, he was just absolutely reluctant. No, you deserve this. And then he died. Now Pandu Maharaj, as he came to know that now I'm to die, says, because I cannot enjoy with anyone. I cannot have physical union with the opposite gender. Oh, so sad. So he renounced his kingdom, he went to the jungle. Along with him were Kunti as well as Madri. Two wives were there with him, and they also accompanied him. And once Madri, as she came out of river after taking bath, she was looking so beautiful that Pandu Maharaj could not control himself, and he went there and he embraced her. And as soon as he embraced her to have physical union with her, he died on the spot. So even he knew that he can die by having physical union with opposite gender, even with one's wife, he can die. Even then, he could not make a right choice because the desire was there to overcome his morality, the sense of morality. Even that sense of morality, which was there to save him his life, still he could not control himself. So, of course, later on, Madri, as a matter of loyalty, she became Sati. That because of me, my husband has died because I was looking so beautiful to him. She was in fact resisting. Please don't do this, you will die. But Pandu Maharaj could not listen. So she became Sati voluntarily. But Kunti did not become Sati. She said, well, I've got 5 children. Nakul and Sahdev were from Madri, and Yudhishthir, Bhim, and Arjun from her own self. So 5 Pandavas were there. She said, because I'm to take care of them, I will not jump into fire. I'll I will live to take care of my children. So this was actually Sati Pratha. So in Sati Pratha, a lady would voluntarily decide to finish one's body as a matter of loyalty to the husband. What we have seen a few hundred years ago, where Ishwachandra Vidyasagar and Brahmo Samaj and all of that, they were against Sati Pratha, where people would drag the young girl and throw in the pile of fire. That is not Sati Pratha. That's exploitation. So earlier this used to happen in previous ages. It used to be voluntary decision. Like Kunti did not decide to become Sati. She said, "Well, I'll not become Sati because I have to take care of the children. I've got 5 children to take care of. 2 from Madri, Nakul, Sahdev, 3 my own." So no. So that is, we see that here, when somebody is not having spiritual potency, one is not able to take right decisions in life. It's very important. Like nowadays, we see that in the market, people talk about IQ, and there was a time when people, they would have the psychometric test, which would check the person's IQ. The person is having great IQ, we would recruit such a person. Great, wonderful. So such people would be recruited in the company. But later on, they realize that people who are having great IQ, but since their level of morality is so low, the emotional quotient is so low, they become disloyal, they become rebellious, and they use that IQ against the organization. Oh, and that's disastrous for the organization. A talented guy, but the person is against the company because he's not having any emotions, loyalty, and fidelity. Well, it's not there. Oof. So now they redesigned the psychometric test, and now they would check more the emotional side. They said, okay, we will give the IQ, we'll give the skills to the person, but person should have good attitude. So they designed the psychometric test once again, so that they can check the EQ, the emotional quotient of the person. So it was very good decision. But later on, they realized that those who are having great EQ, that means they have great emotional quotient, sometimes they are driven by their emotions, and they become so emotional that their emotions overwhelm them and they lose productivity. They do not do harm to the organization, but they themselves become personally very less productive. So, okay, how to control the emotions? IQ can be controlled by EQ, but what should be there to control the EQ? Big question. And then came the third quotient, which is the spiritual quotient, SQ. First one is IQ, then comes EQ, and then there is SQ, spiritual quotient. By spirituality, we can control the emotions, and emotions can control the intellect, the IQ. So we should have all the three of them. Then we can take the right decisions in life. Otherwise, people may take wrong decisions in life. This happens. So just talent is not sufficient to make the right decision in life. Just talent is not sufficient. If somebody is only talented, that person is arrogant. I have the talent. जब हम आते हैं ना, अच्छे अच्छे उड़ जाते हैं. This person has talent, but talented people are arrogant. But talent plus good attitude, ये हो जाए, ये बहुत है. Good attitude, that makes a person malleable. That means the person is very humble and he's able to adjust himself in various situations, and he's the one who survives. Great. But we have seen people who are malleable, but sometimes they tend to lose their character as well. So a person should have good character as well. So talent Only talent leads to arrogance. Talent plus good attitude makes a person malleable. Okay, talent plus good attitude plus good character makes a person trustworthy. That's what is required. But talent plus good attitude, okay, plus character plus blessings, that makes a person capable. So we should have all the four of them. We may have talent, okay, wonderful. More important than talent is the right attitude. More important than the right attitude is to have good character. And the one who is having good character, very importantly, he should have blessings. There are people who are having such good character, but since they are not having blessings, their good character is exploited by the people. So blessings are also required. So for success and to make the right decisions in life, you should have the X factor in life, and the X factor in life is blessings. So we should always seek blessings. On the battle of Kurukshetra, Yudhishthira Maharaj, before the battle was about to begin, so before the battle would begin, he took off his armor, he took off his sword, and all the quiver, the bow, and the arrows, and all. He just took off everything, and he walked like a common man, like a humble person. He went to the other side, paid his pranams to his guru, Dronacharya, Bhishma Pitama, the elderly people, Kripacharya. Please bless me. I'm going to have this war. I will be shooting arrows on you as a matter of duty, being a Kshatriya, but please forgive me. You are my Gurujan. You are my well wishers. You are my guardians. Please forgive me. And I seek your blessings. And then Dronacharya said, well, if you would not have come here to take the blessings, I would have cursed you, Yudhishthir, that you may get defeated. But since you have come here to seek blessings, I bless you. May you be victorious. I also bless you with a weapon. That weapon you can even use against me. Otherwise, nobody can use a weapon against one's guru. But here is a weapon I'm giving you. You can even shoot on me. You can even kill your guru and you will not incur any sin. I bless you. Wow. So seeking blessings is also very important, which makes a person capable. Only if we are not having blessings, then we may be trustworthy. If there is no character as well, the person may be malleable. And only talent makes a person arrogant. But we should not be arrogant. We should be more than that. We should be more malleable. And more than that is having a good character. More than that is to become capable, to make right decisions in life. And very importantly, to make right decisions, we should have knowledge. Now, how to acquire knowledge? For that, we have to hear. We have to listen. Sometimes people become inattentive while hearing. Why? Because they are lost in their own worlds. Or they say, well, they don't have faith in the speaker. अरे ये कौन है भाई, आज कौन है, किनको बुलाया है ये? हाँ शिल्पा जी, कौन है ये अमोघ लीला जी? हैं, किस गंजे को बुलाया आपने? कहाँ से हैं? इस कौन से हैं क्या? हरे कृष्णा हरे राम वाले? ओ सो छोड़ो यार, कुछ और करते हैं. So person may not listen, quite possible. So when we do not listen, so at that time we are preparing ourselves for lessons to be learned by experience. Yes. Once there was a very successful business tycoon. So there was one reporter, he asked him, sir, you are so successful, sir. So what's the secret of your success? That you are so successful. What makes you so successful, sir? He said, well, two words: right decisions. Wow, sir. Oh, what an answer. What an answer. You make right decisions in life, and that's the way you get success. So, one more question, sir. Sir, how are you able to make the right decision in life, sir? I said, well, one word: experience. With experience, I take right decisions. Wow, sir. What an answer. What an answer. So, last question, sir. So, how do you get experience, sir? And this business tycoon said, well, two words: wrong decisions. So, with the wrong decisions comes experience. With experience comes right decisions. But yes, instead of first getting into this hit and trial method of right decision or wrong decision, you should listen. सुनो सुनाओ लाइफ बनाओ. जो लोग सुनते हैं उनकी लाइफ बनती है. So by listening and by hearing, by getting knowledge, then we can make right decisions in life. That's important. And in case if I do not have the experience, I do not have the knowledge, I do not have the realizations, then what should I do? I should approach someone who is capable enough, who can actually guide me, who has the experience, who has the knowledge. We should go and ask. Why not? It's our ego which stops us to go and submit ourselves to someone and seek guidance. Why should I take guidance? I know everything. That's ego actually. But actually, we should seek guidance. That's important. And then we can take right decisions in life. Otherwise, there are going to be all kinds of allurements, attractions, those small moments of thrill, but cheap thrills lead to ultimate misery. Sometimes we are addicted to cheap thrills so that I can have some thrill, man. But it may thrill you, but it can kill you also. But we get allured towards the thrills because that excites me. I have fun, man. Great. But at that time, we should also have this consciousness, to have this conscience, to make the right decision, not to get driven by the thrills. Nowadays, I see modern day youths, they are attracted by these cheap thrills. Come on, man, let's have fun. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. And when they have this attitude, let's have fun. So they are not able to focus on the higher aspect of life, but they get settled in something very low class, which is giving cheap thrill. But we have to sacrifice this cheap thrill so that we can upgrade our consciousness to the level that we make right decisions in life. So that's why modern day youth, they should also cultivate this knowledge. Not just knowledge, more than that, attitude, more than that, good character, more than that, devotion to God. We can get values even only by spirituality. Nowadays, we see that spirituality is not being encouraged in schools and colleges on the name of being secular. Well, we are very secular. So that's why we don't give any spiritual education. Well, spirituality has to be given, actually. It has to be given. And because it is not given, and in case it is given, it is not given in a bona fide way. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry, Babaji, Pothi, they open and well, spirituality means bhakti. Devotion to God can give us values. Otherwise, there would be dearth of values. There was dearth of values. There is dearth of values. In future also, there would be dearth of values. All the evils in society are nothing but because of dearth of values. Say drug addiction. Drug addiction is there. Why? Because a person has chosen this wrong decision of taking drugs. Why? The person is not having this conscience that drugs can make my intelligence dull. It can make me a zombie. It can make me unproductive. It can make me lose focus. Because this lack of value is there. That's why youth, they get attracted to drugs. And then youth becomes booth. Why? Because I was not having this value. Like a children, they disrespect their parents. Why? Because there is lack of value. That I should be grateful to all those who have sacrificed so much for me. They have instilled so many things in me. They have sacrificed so much for me. They have instilled so many values in me, so many things in me, so much of knowledge, so much of care. I don't have the value to be grateful, to have gratitude, because I don't have that. That's why we have seen children being dry, self-absorbed, egoistic, rude, arrogant. Why is that so? Because there is lack of value. Ladies, I've seen that they abort their child. Well, I can't afford this child. My career would be destroyed. My figure would be deformed. My career would be deformed in case I go for a child. Let me kill this child in my womb. Now, a mother killing a child in the womb is also lack of value. Lack of value. That the most pure relationship is that of a mother and the child. But since I don't have that value, and that's why because of the lack of value, the person chooses to take a wrong decision in life. So that's why we see that ultimately the root cause of all the evils in society is nothing but lack of values. So values are to be given to everyone actually. It should become actually system. It should become part of our curriculum. Systematically, it should be given. Regularly, it should be given. Earlier, it was part of our curriculum when we used to have the gurukuls. Apart from knowledge, the practical knowledge, more than that would be given the values, and values will come from devotion to God. Yes, the loyalty comes from devotion to God. Like there was Ravana, he hired one mermaid, and she was a very powerful mermaid. And Ravana said, "Go and destroy that bridge which they are making towards Lanka. Just go and destroy it." And she went underneath, and with her tail, she started destroying the bridge. It was night time, and Hanumanji was guarding the bridge. who is this lady? Who is this person who is destroying the bridge which you are making with such hard work? Who is this person? And then Hanumanji challenged her. Hey, who are you? And then as she came out, she saw Hanumanji. Hanumanji is so hunky and handsome. And she looked at Hanuman. She said, wow, what a man, what a body, what a hunky guy. Wow. And Hanumanji said, whosoever you are, I challenge you. How dare you destroy the bridge? She said, yes, I'll fight with you. And she started fighting with Hanumanji. And as she was fighting with Hanumanji, sometimes she would hug Hanumanji from this side, from sometimes this side, from back side. Hanumanji said, what nonsense. Are you fighting or are you flirting? What are you doing? She said, oh, Hanuman, you are so handsome and hunky. On the name of fighting, I thought I might touch you because you are so hunky. Wow. Oof. You're so good. She said, yeah, and then Hanuman said, hey, excuse me. I'm servant of Lord Ram. I belong to Lord Ram. And because I belong to Lord Ram, that's why I belong to nobody else. Please leave this place. And then she said, oh, he's so hunky, he's so handsome, he's having such a good character, and on top of it, he's devoted to Lord Ram. Wow, what a person. She said, well, Hanuman, I've decided to resign from the office of Ravana. I join your office. I join you in making the bridge towards Lanka. I'll not destroy the bridge. I will contribute in making the bridge. I'll bring the stones from underneath the ocean and write the name of Lord Ram and make this bridge towards Lanka. I would join you. So devotion, values, good character of Hanumanji impressed the mermaid who was there working for Ravana, joined Hanumanji's party. Wow. So here we see that Hanumanji was able to take right decisions. Even though there was allurement, he was able to take the right decision because he's devoted to Lord Ram. So when we are devoted to God, chanting his names, and our heart being purified, then we can make the right decisions in life. Otherwise, we are bound to take wrong decisions in life. We would take, even though more on the level of morality, I know what is right, what is wrong. So morality is dry, morality is very mechanical, and it would turn out to be fruitless in case it is not rooted in spirituality, bhakti, devotion to God. When I say devotion to God, it does not mean that you have to wear saffron cloths and shaven head and all that. Even being a homemaker, being a householder, being a businessman, being a service class person, you can be devoted to God by chanting his names. In this way, we can purify our existence, and then we can take the right decisions in life. So that's it. So this was the answer to your question, Shilpiji. Any other question? I may take one or two questions more and then we'll stop.
Thank you so much. Yeah. But yes, you were talking about conscience, and I think you actually have covered everything, whatever they were asking. It's already been covered by you. But yes, is conscience also, I mean, is mind a synonym of conscience? Because
No,
mind also tells what is wrong and
not
right.
at all. Mind is the naughtiest entity in our existence. Mind is the naughtiest entity, actually. And those who are driven by their mind, like in Hindi, they say, "Banda bahut manmoji hai yaar, bahut manmoji hai," and it is considered to be a good quality. It is not a good quality. It is actually this quality would doom the person's future because the person is driven by the mind. He's slave of the mind. Arey baba, re baba, kya karega bhai tu? So those who are driven by their minds, finished. Mind is naughty. Mind wants fun. Mind wants thrill, short-term pleasures. It doesn't have the power of discrimination. So, for example, it is India-Pakistan match. Okay, and tomorrow is my exam, and today is India-Pakistan final match World Cup. Now,
Yeah.
mind will say, "अरे देख ले भाई, India-Pakistan match World Cup finals. अरे ये तो मतलब it's like once in a blue moon this happens. Come on, go for it." Intelligence would say, or say conscience would say, yes sir, आपने साल भर पढ़ाई नहीं की है. Throughout the year you have not studied. जो झंडे गाड़ने आज ही गाड़ने हैं भाई. पढ़ना है आज ही पढ़ना है. Today, this night is the last night to do whatever. At least pass the exam by studying, man. Mind would say, लेकिन इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच है यार, देख लेते हैं. Oh, क्या बोलूंगा दोस्तों को? What will I tell my friends when they would be sharing the knowledge about India-Pakistan match? Who got caught and bowled? Who was stumped? Who was? Oh, oh, no, I should go and watch. I should watch this match. Intelligence would say, "Arey Murkhanand, you fool number one. Study now. You have not studied at all. Do something, man. It's a question of your career." In this, we see that there is inner dialogue happening, inner battle happening between the mind and the intelligence. But we have to empower the intelligence. In case the intelligence is weak, it would become slave of the mind and be driven by the mind, and that would bring calamity in one's life. So opportunity turns into calamity when mind is controlling the intelligence. I repeat, opportunity converts into calamity when the mind is controlling the intelligence. So that's why we have to equip the intelligence with spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge. Of course, that knowledge which we receive in school and college, that's important. But more important than that is that to have knowledge that we can empower the intelligence so that the intelligence can take right decisions for the person. You know, like that.
All right. And the last question, just
Okay.
before leaving.
Yeah.
Um, you know, when it comes to making decisions and
Yes.
right and right, as you were talking about. So is it, many children ask us in school that, ma'am, there are two theories. Either you listen, there is a situation where somebody is telling you this is not going to happen, right? And but in within yourself, the conscience is telling you that, okay, the circumstances must be against you, or for example, the children might not be good in certain subjects or certain activity, but they say, ma'am, my conscience says that to me, or I feel that way, I can do it. So is it that
Yeah.
at that time, should I listen to my parents, or should I go with my conscience that yes, I can do it and I'll give it my best?
Yeah. Actually, in case somebody is very positive about something, that's very good. Sometimes the flip side of being positive is having overconfidence. So if somebody is having overconfidence, that's not good. But somebody is having positive attitude, that's very good. But positive attitude, when it becomes unrealistic, then that is a symptom of overconfidence. So if somebody is saying, "Nahin, main kar lunga, I can do it, I can do it." At that time, being
Mhm.
practical, at that time, we should also see that, okay, am I capable currently? If not, what should I be doing? Where I should be doing? Whose guidance should I take? Then these kind of permutation combination should also be taken into consideration before taking the step forward. So that's why this gut feel sometimes it comes. But again, we have to think. You have to think. Just like in cricket, the bowler may say, "How's that?" They may shout like that. No, umpire can't take a decision just because the bowler shouted, "How's that?" He thinks, no, it's not out. Not out. How's that, sir? Is that out? That's out. No, no. In case umpire is driven by the gut feel of the bowler, he says, "How's that?" इतना ऊंचा बोल दिया यानी कि आउट हो ही गया होगा फिर ठीक है आउट. So just like the umpire uses his conscience to take the decision, right decision, and not driven by how loud and how vibrant and how craziest is the appeal done by the bowler. One still uses one's conscience, the umpire, and then he takes a decision. Similarly, the mind may say, "Well, let me go for it. Let me go for it. Yes, 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 yes. How's that?" Wait, contemplate, take guidance, yeah, and then take the decision. So being positive in attitude is good, but being overconfident is not good.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, and sparing time for
Welcome.
us and being here on this day. I pay my obeisance to the divine in you. And that's
Hare
Arjun
Krishna.
Malhotra signing off. That is his favorite character that he plays in most of his
No,
plays.
that's not a
So,
favorite.
I mean, that is the favorite name you carry. Sorry
Yep.
to
Okay.
just. All right, so the audience, you can watch his plays on YouTube. And yes, once again, it's the group which is known as Rakunta Players. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Prabhuji.
very
Have a
much.
good
Thank you, Shilviji. Hare Krishna. Have a good day. Hare Krishna.